You don't need to run 37 formulas to know whether a deal works. You don't need fancy Excel spreadsheets. You don't need deal analyzers. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need to know what to lock up and how low to lock it up. In this market, the biggest mistake people make is over-analyzing deals before they take control. Analysis paralysis is a deal killer. It's a dream killer. Analysis paralysis kills more people than anything else in this business. But here's what, the best investors like myself, this is what we do, right? We're locking up deals as low as possible. Then we decide the best exit strategy. But once and only once we have the property under contract and under control. Welcome to my channel. I am 𝗀𝗻𝗶𝗹𝗋 and I have been doing off-market property acquisition since the beginning of 2017. Since then, well, we have done almost 500 off-market deals and have generated almost $12 million in gross profits across multiple markets. Crazy, what a journey. But tell you what, when we first started, it was a very different story. We were just focused on wholesaling. We were focused on just going on appointments and getting one deal and trying to make as much money as we could deal to deal. We didn't have private money. We didn't have the confidence of multiple exit strategies like we do today. So when we were going into appointments, right, we weren't trying to figure out the best exit plan, right? Or we were trying to figure out the best offer. We just knew we were going to get it under contract and just try to assign it. But we wanted to always make sure that we had it as low as possible. It's just not a great strategy. But the more deals we did, the more we realized that things change. And we needed to pivot. I just needed to make sure that we could lock up deals as low as possible, have multiple exit strategies. What starts out as a flip, well, it might turn into a wholetail or vice versa. The key is owning the deal so you have options, right? So we need to go out and get these deals under control so we have control of that contract. Let me walk you through how we evaluate, structure, and pivot real estate deals in today's market using real examples and the exact playbook here we use here inside REI Freedom. The real evaluation framework. We keep it simple. That's just it, guys. We keep it super simple. That's what I do with all my students. Keep it super simple. Every property starts with one question. What's the ARV? What's that after repair value? Then we use a baseline percentage strategy. Again, to keep it as simple as possible to prevent analysis paralysis. Wholesale, rehab, 𝗀𝗲𝗃, right? These types of houses that need general rehab and remodeling. We don't want to lock it up too high. After we determine the ARV, then we use a baseline percentage strategy. Wholesales, rehabs, 𝗀𝗃𝗃s, right? These are the houses that need work, a lot of love, right? A typical remodel type house. We want to lock it up at 50 to 60% of the ARV. We don't even look at the rehab estimates. We just want to be low enough to either move it or keep it. So 50 to 60% of the ARV in those type of deals. Wholetails, a little bit different. We aim to be 70, 80% of that ARV. These are cleaner homes where you can clean it out, list it, and move it out, move it without even lifting a hammer. They qualify for conventional financing, home loans. So this is just a little bit of difference. They move in ready. The deal is too tight or the seller needs flexibility. Well, then we look to do novations, seller finance, or we MLS wholesale, one of my favorite strategies, but only after we have it under control, which means we have to have it under contract. The key is we don't wait to figure out the exit. We just lock it up at the right number, which means just lock it up. Don't overthink it. How we structure our offers? Well, our offers are built around speed, protection, and control. Here's what we need to include every time we put a deal under contract, okay? First, you need to have a 15-day inspection window or less. You need to have easy access clause, right? We need to be getting into this property and showing our buyers these properties. You need to make it contingent upon partner review or buyer approval. That's just an easy out for you guys in case you can't move the deal. We only commit if we know we can move it in that time frame, which means if we can't move it in 15 days or less, we cancel the contract or renegotiate. We don't string them along until the last day. That's not good practice, not good ethics, right? Simple as that. If you can't move a deal in 15 days, you don't have a deal. Cancel it. Don't screw the homeowner out of in this situation. This lets us stay aggressive without overexposing ourselves, and it works. You don't need to guess the perfect number or the perfect strategy up front. Just lock it up as low as possible. That's it. Just lock it up low and let the deal tell you where to take it. All right, I'm going to give you guys a real deal example here. We did this deal in Manchester, New Hampshire, late in 2024, going into 2025. Let me show you exactly how this played out on this deal, and I'll show you exactly why it was great. All right, so the seller was facing tax lien foreclosure. He owned a house free and clear, but wasn't paying his taxes, and the town was getting ready to take it. He needed to sell, but he also needed time to move. The house was dated, and we got it at a really, really good price. So rather than waiting for him to be ready, we decided to use private money to buy it. I just wanted to buy it knowing he'd drag his feet leaving, and guess what? We were right. So this is how we structured the deal. We bought it with cash as is, right? and we gave him 60 days rent free. So it was called like a lease carryback. We paid him 80% of his funds up front at closing, but we held another 20% in escrow until the day he left. And if he stayed after the day he left, we were going to start finding him hundreds of dollars per day, which we'd pull out of that escrow. He used every last day of those 2 months, like I thought he would, but he vacated on time. My plan worked. And once we had the house, well, we cleaned out all of the remaining stuff, and we got it deep cleaned by a cleaning company. We were in it for very little money at that point, and we listed it on the MLS as is. And honestly, I didn't think anything was going to happen because the house just needed too much love. Because our plan was originally to flip it. We wanted to flip this house, but we wanted to test the market first. Really, my acquisition guy was like, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. And I listened. So we thought maybe we'd make $50K flipping it after looking at the numbers, but instead we went under contract in just a few days of listing it, and guess what? We made $83,000. Yeah, that's right, $83,000 without even lifting a hammer. Like, right? This was a wake-up call. We do a lot more of this now, for sure. You know, we could have made $50,000 flipping it. We made $80,000 not flipping it. So today, if we think we might flip a house, well, we still test it. We clean it out, put it on the market, and we'll test it out for the next 2 weeks. If strong offers come in, then we skip the rehab entirely. During those 2 weeks, we're getting estimates from our contractors. Our average wholetail takes about 45 days from close to close. Our flips are more like 120 days, and that's if everything goes right, which we know, guys, that isn't always the case, especially on flips. So even though flipping seems glamorous, and it kind of is, it's fun, it often nets less once you factor in time, risk, interest, and overhead, right? So flipping isn't always better. Sometimes wholetailing is better. Sometimes wholesaling is better than all of them, right? All right, guys, if you're still watching, hit subscribe right now. You'll 10x your chances at success in this game, and it's free. Go ahead, go subscribe. What are you waiting for? I'm putting out all these videos, 9 years and 500 deals, dude. Giving it away for free. Go subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you did. All right. Some final advice for you guys, all right? Look, the key at evaluating deals in 2025 really isn't that complicated. You want to lock it up as low as possible, use a clean deal structure, protect your downside, right? That's really important. You got to protect your downside, and be ready to pivot the exit if something better comes along. Guys, we got to constantly be pivoting in this business. You can't be a one-trick pony. As you get bigger and better, you need to learn to pivot. Things change all the time in business. Sometimes you're going to want cash now and not cash later. Sometimes a deal isn't right from your original plan, but it's perfect for somebody else. So many deals don't work for me, but they're great for somebody else. The best investors are flexible. Although I can't do a split, I'm still very flexible in the real estate space. So you got to be flexible. I know, corny jokes, I'm sorry. But the best investors are flexible. They move fast, they stay protected, and they build in multiple options on every single deal. You need to have multiple exit strategies. In the beginning, you're just wholesaling, but from there, you become a house buying professional with multiple exit strategies. That's how the millions is made. And if you want to learn exactly how we do this, well, go grab my free training. Did you hear that? It's free. The ultimate guide to more deals, bigger deals, and less cancellations. Go ahead, the link's right below. It's free, promise. Go get that, implement it into your business, and guarantee you start to do more deals, bigger deals, and have less cancellations right away. And go back and watch last week's video if you haven't already. The pivot you must make as the market shifts in 2025. I'm telling you guys, it ties directly into everything we just covered today. So what are we going to do now? Well, let's lock up something this week and get to work, right? Remember, don't overthink it. Analysis paralysis kills deals. Just lock it up as low as possible. Get it out to as many buyers as you can and look at different exit strategies. That's how we do it here in 2025. See you guys next week.